All right, the Pasco native, she's heading to Paris. Express the feelings about all this.
Yeah.
15-second PR,
yeah. Just complete disbelief. Yeah, the Lord is good. And I knew I had a big one in me. It was just a matter of putting it together on the day, and very thankful that it was the day to qualify for the Olympics.
And you got to do it in front of the little guy.
Yes.
How special was that?
Very, very sweet. I miss him in situations like this. You know, I don't get to be around him as much in weeks like this. So we're excited to get back home and get back to a little bit of routine before going to Paris.
You ran the 930s your first two races this year. Now, you dropped 907. Like, how did that happen? And did something go wrong in those races? Like, what was going on?
Yeah. Honestly, I got off social media. I was just playing the comparison game, and I think social media can be a trap where you're, looking at what other people are doing, and that undermines my training and my trust in my coach. And so I got off of there for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and it's just really helped to focus on what we're doing. And I think that was a big difference for me, is the mental side of things. We knew the physical side was there. My workouts were going great. It was just figuring out the mental side.
Ellie said that she's stronger as a mom. Do you feel that too?
Yes, 100%. Physically and mentally. Today, it was kind of funny, but today I was actually watching home birth videos. I didn't want to watch track videos and psych myself out. So I enjoy, learning about home birth and cooking. And so I was trying to just get my mind off of track, and apparently it worked. So maybe I'll have to do that in Paris as well.
Did you have a home birth?
I did have a home birth. Yes. I kind of react funky to alcohol and medicine. And so we just didn't want to give myself that option. And so, had him at home in our living room.
Do you talk to other mothers in the sport and about their comeback and everything?
Yeah. I had a few women, Molly Huddle and Chelsea Sodaro. She's a pro triathlete. Those were kind of the two that I would kind of communicate back and forth with during pregnancy and afterwards, just getting some different tips and things like that. And there's not a lot of research out there. I think I'm kind of in that generation that we're really doing it. I know Alicia Montano, she did it, 10 years ago and kind of paved the way for us. But I still think, there's a lot of unknowns, and there's a lot of injuries coming back. Thankfully, we didn't have those, but it does help, kind of talking to other moms and seeing what they've gone through.
Have you made any changes from the last few years to explain this breakthrough this season?
Honestly, no. I mean, I'm somewhat low mileage. I probably do 50 miles a week with 3 or 4 cross trains a week. But I think it's consistency. I really haven't had an injury, a major injury that's taken me out for more than 3 or 4 weeks since 2018. And so we knew that this was there. It was just a matter of, I haven't been in a lot of diamond leagues or high level races. And so it was a matter of, just putting it together today.
And when did your Oiselle deal end, and how have you supported yourself in the sport?
So that ended in 2017. So I've been unsponsored essentially since 2017. I'm with Tracksmith now, but they just provide a little bit of gear for me, and they've been awesome at the trials. They provide housing and food and things like that, but essentially have not been paid as an athlete since 2017. So hopefully that'll change, but the Lord provides, and we rely on Him. My husband's a teacher, so we're kind of on a teacher salary for the two of us, but we make it work.
Yeah, but you don't do any jobs or anything?
No, I quit. I was a school nurse part-time until 2020, and then I stepped away just to focus on running, and then we had the baby, and so now just running and mom.
How has that been, knowing that you don't have, the financial, support from a sponsor, but still pursuing this opportunity to be a runner, to be a pro, to go to the Olympics and all that?
Yeah, I think, my coach talked to me a few weeks ago, and he kind of hit the nail on the head of feeling like I just constantly felt like I had to prove myself, and I don't need to do that. I knew I could compete on this level, and but you have a little bit of that. You line up at these races, every girl in that field has had a contract. I mean, that I knew of for the most part. I think there's a few collegians, but a sponsor doesn't make Olympic teams. I just did that as I know Tracksmith is my sponsor, but I'm not making a ton of money through them. So I don't know. Did I answer your question? Sorry.
In that situation, did you ever consider retiring or giving up the sport at any point in the last couple of years?
I think the main reason why I probably don't have a sponsor is because I'm not willing to move. I have been in Boise now for 14 years. I have an amazing support system. My in-laws and my parents are in Boise now to help with my baby. And so I have an amazing coach. And so I think we just weren't willing to move, and the system was working. So why move and change everything when it's working? And so, I don't want to retire. I mean, these women are doing it into their late 30s, early 40s, and I'd love to go through another Olympic cycle and see what I can do.
How long have you been with your coach?
Since 2016. I started basically with him right after the trials in 2016. I was injured at the 2016 trials, so we started July of 2016. Yeah, so 8 years.
Did you run through your pregnancy? And can you reflect?
Yeah, so I ran up until about 29-ish weeks. I started to get a little bit of sciatic issue, and we didn't want to come out of the pregnancy injured, so we kind of stopped then and switched to hiking and cross training, and then had a really uneventful build. I didn't have any injuries coming back, and so we were thankful for that.
What kind of buildup did you do after the pregnancy and birth?
I started running probably 5 or 6 weeks after having him, and then I felt pretty back to normal. I would say probably at 6 months. I did a turkey trot and ran 16 low, and felt very within myself. So felt pretty back to normal.
Is your training pretty much, when you say back to normal, is it pretty much the same as it was before?
I'd say the only thing that we've really increased is my workout volume. Before having him, I probably, would do 6-mile tempos. Now we're up to 8-mile tempos. So I'd say that's the only thing that's really changed this year is my workout volume has increased.
What kind of cross training do you do?
I swim usually 1 to 2 days a week, and then I'll do, instead of run doubles, I'll do bike doubles 2 days a week.
Did you always have faith you'd eventually make a U.S. team?
But Team USA is probably one of the hardest ones to make, and so I didn't really feel like I needed that, I don't know, as a Christian, I don't feel like you need that title, to justify yourself. I thought I could do it. I have a teammate. She ran 9:07 when I was pregnant with my baby, and I knew I could run with her. And she's competing at the British Champs in 2 days, so it'll be exciting that we get to go over there together.
Yeah, who's your teammate?
Lizzie Bird.
And she lives in Boise.
She lives in Boulder, so I went out there for a training camp, kind of with her in March. She had to go back over to the UK for her green card, but we'll see if we can overlap a little bit leading up to Paris. Yeah.
Especially